you lose your green card under the law is 1, if you sign Form I-407 to abandon your residency, or 2, if an immigration judge orders you removed from the United States. Unfortunately, I-90 applications just got a lot harder to get approved. And it's leading to some really crazy outcomes. Let me tell you a story of somebody I just consulted with. So this guy was outside of the US for like a year, a couple years ago. And when he came back, he didn't, customs officers asked him why he spent so long outside of the US. He explained that there was like an emergency and he couldn't come back. They let him in. They didn't give him a super hard time. He wasn't placed into removal proceedings, and he's just been living his life in the US ever since. He files an N-400 application too early because once you're outside of the US for more than a year, after you come back, you need to spend enough time. You basically break your continuous presence and you need to reestablish continuous presence in the United States when you come back. Wait till you've been continuously present for long enough and then apply for naturalization. Submit your N-400 application. So he ended up not waiting long enough and he filed an N-400 application. And the only reason it got denied was because he hasn't been continuously present long enough after he had that break in his continuous presence. By the way, just like to pause this story for a second, if you spend more than 1 year continuously outside of the US right now, you are gonna have a majorly hard time re-entering the US, and you will almost definitely be either like highly pressured to sign a form to abandon your green card when you enter, or if you absolutely refuse, you'll be placed into removal proceedings, issued a notice to appear in immigration court after being held at the airport for a while they process you, and then probably released into the US. Theoretically, they could detain you if you have like some criminal history or some sort of national security threat in their system, or whatever the reason. They could technically detain you. I've seen a bunch of people who've entered recently after spending more than 1 year continuously outside of the US, and most of them just got a notice to appear and were released into the US. And now we're working on strategies to fix the removal proceedings and allow them to retain or reapply for a new green card. So anyway, back to the story. This guy files the N-400, it gets denied. And basically the denial says that like you needed to wait until this period of time to apply. So now that period of time has passed. And in the interim, his green card expired. So he filed an I-90 application to renew his green card. And the I-90 application got denied. And the reason for the denial is he spent more than 1 year continuously outside of the US. And so USCIS's position is that you've abandoned your green card and therefore this is being denied, which is crazy for multiple reasons. Let's talk about 2 of them. One of them is that the only 2 actual ways under the Immigration and Nationality Act that you cease to be a permanent resident, you lose your green card under the law, is 1, if you sign Form I-407 to abandon your residency, or 2, if an immigration judge orders you removed from the United States. Neither of those things have happened. And if neither of those things have happened, historically, up until 2025, I-90s were just like summarily approved. And I've even seen them approved for people who have deportable convictions. They like really never did serious background checks on the I-90s in my experience. So my advice has been like, just get into the US, file an I-90. Once you're in the US, filing an I-90 should be pretty easy. But that's actually not true anymore. So this crazy outcome, now he's eligible for naturalization. And if he files a new N-400 application, he should get approved. I don't see any regulation or policy manual that would allow them to deny his naturalization. I'm curious to see how this plays out. So now we are filing a new N-400 for naturalization, even though USCIS just denied his I-90 application to renew his green card. And one interesting other side point, once you filed the N-400, you receive an automatic extension on your prior green card. The N-400 receipt notice says that you're gonna receive an extension, which will begin, and I think it's a 24-month extension if I remember correctly. It could be 12 months, I don't remember. But that extension of 24 months begins on the expiration date of the green card. So by refiling the N-400, his green card is just revalidated, even though know, USCIS is now also like separately taking the position that he's not eligible to renew his green card. So these are really like inconsistent policies. We need some like litigation to force USCIS to actually do their job, because this is ridiculous. You can't take away someone's ability to renew their green card while allowing them to naturalize and not initiate removal proceedings. If USCIS wanted to be consistent, or if the Department of Homeland Security rather wanted to be consistent, after they deny that I-90, they would then place that immigrant into removal proceedings. And I don't think they would be successful if they did that, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see how these things play out. As I get more information on this developing story, I'll be sure to make more videos. If you're interested in learning what's happening on the ground in immigration world from an immigration attorney who's in the trenches dealing with it, be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you yourself need an immigration attorney to talk about family-based immigration or naturalization or removal defense, you received a notice to appear in immigration court. My name is Pouyan Darian. I'm an immigration attorney with an office in New York, but I practice immigration law nationwide. I have clients in all 50 states. So if you need any assistance with that, you can find my consultation information in the video description below. I would love to speak to you, see if I could offer you representation and help you with your case. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.